In my teenage years, I'd get back from high school, I'd smash 2 pizza pockets. Carmelo Anthony never learned you can't live life just smashing pizza pockets.
Because he lost a double bet, what I did is I cut a jalapeno in half, and I filled it with hot sauce. So he's going to have to slurp this down.
Why you give me a fucking banana, dude? I'm not eating a banana. I'll rather piss in my mouth than eat this.
Okay, so there we go. Stop stalling. Let's go. Go.
Now, here are your hosts, Terry and Peasy.
Welcome everyone, you were listening to and perhaps watching Hot Sauce Sports. I'm your host, Peas Delarize. I was told I did this too fast last week, so I'm slowing it down.
No,
Who told you that?
The first sentence, you still did it equally as fast.
Who told you that?
Listeners. Listeners.
We
Yeah,
have
we had
everybody.
listeners, boys.
Listeners and
Listeners.
perhaps, I don't even think
Listeners,
we've had
watchers.
listeners technically. We've only had viewers.
We've
the
had
last couple
viewers,
weeks.
lots of viewers.
Because
We've become
Eagle-
more of a visual medium, as it turns
Yeah,
out.
because Eagle's been MIA.
Joining me, of course, is no man on the Minnesota Vikings. Instead, it is Terry Town
How's it going?
and Duke. He's on the screen. I wish there's a way you could communicate that to me.
So we've upgraded and we have Duke on camera now.
I went from where was I? I went from Washington D.C.
Oh, did you see the Washington Monument?
Yes,
Erect?
yes.
Awesome.
Went to
Did
Phoenix.
you see Abe Lincoln?
No.
Erect?
It was actually. It's a very long walk.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
not close.
I
It's
know.
not close.
We gave up halfway. We're like, fuck
For
this.
sure. Fuck that.
We did Phoenix. That was hot.
Oh, I love Phoenix.
And then last week was Las Vegas.
How was that?
That was good.
Las
Erect?
Vegas is nice. Where'd you stay?
Very erect everywhere at the area.
At the area is nice. Yeah.
good
I stayed
place,
at, when
good
I went.
place.
I've been to Vegas once. I stayed at the Bellagio.
Mm.
We had a crazy deal, and it's beautiful there, man. Oh.
I paid nothing because it's a business trip.
Yeah.
Okay. You
I
know
bet
what?
you go, fuck you.
You know how many crab legs I expensed?
Expensive
all of
crab
them.
legs.
'Cause the buffet is awesome at the area.
I've been.
Did
I've
you go to the
been.
Bellagio buffet?
No, but I heard that was good too.
Bellagio
Bellagio
buffet
buffet
is
is fucking legit.
I went 3 times. One time I took Duke for his 21st birthday.
Yes, sir.
We stayed at the New York because I had free stay,
yeah,
and we
How far is
basically
that from
only
the
went
strip?
to. It's on the strip.
it's on the strip.
It's strip. It's right next to
Like
well,
MGM
next to, but it takes 20 minutes to get to the next building.
Everything takes 20 minutes.
It was.
to get.
It's next
Caesar's
to
Palace?
Bally. It's across from Bally's, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, so it was. I mean, it's not a great hotel, but you're only there to sleep for an
Yeah,
hour
the
and a half.
hotel room itself
Yeah.
is whatever. You know what I mean? You're gonna go to different casinos anyway. So.
Exactly. So it was the least impressive room.
Did you go out? Did you party when you went there?
We gamble. We went to
Yeah.
gamble.
I didn't go out either. It's way too much money.
Well, I said I remember at one point. This is like now, 10 years ago. A club was charging like a $20 cover. And I was like,
but $1,000 table.
$20.
yeah.
Now it's like 100.
Yeah, I know, but
No,
this is
now
10
it's-
years ago.
Now
though.
it's you have to spend $2,000 with bottles for a table if you're like 2 guys.
Yeah, but
so
just to get in, I mean, unless you're like going to the club at the hotel and
Yeah.
they're like comping you because you're a VIP or whatever it is, you're
Yeah.
still fucked.
no, but we
Yeah, I
we
guess.
look. We would play tables, and then we would get to when there was games on. We would go to the sports book, play some bets, and then just drink for free and watch games all night.
That's the best thing to do,
It's
man.
the greatest.
Honestly, I didn't do that when I was there because I went with 2 guys that don't really gamble, and back then
Idiots.
I wasn't really a gambler.
Idiots. You were an idiot.
Losers. We just spent basically our entire trip eating like pigs.
Yeah, that too.
Mangianos. We even did. You know, there's like the corner where it has In-N-Out, Jack in the Box, and McDonald's.
Mhm.
We did all 3.
You have to.
Yeah,
That's
same time.
that's the guy's walk of shame.
Yeah. We did.
Is leaving the third place because you feel like trash.
We did McDonald's last because it was like, okay, we're gonna go hard with things we don't have at home, and then whatever we have left, we'll save McDonald's.
And with a McRib.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, sorry, not Kawhi Leonard. Kyrie Irving has had some information come out about him. Apparently, not going super well in Brooklyn. Bleacher
Been
Report
4
reports that the mood swings are an unspoken concern for Brooklyn.
What kind of
officials.
mood swings does he get?
He's always been a kind of moody guy. If you look at the circumstances by which he left Cleveland, it seemed like he was just upset for some reason after winning a championship and wanted to do his own thing. And then he got to Boston and similarly just didn't get along with the guys there. And he blamed it on their youth and inexperience and so on. And then later on was doing just fine. And then, the team sort of got annoyed with that and made other plans.
So, I guess when you're in the league, you know all these things. They probably everything is always like, it's always a shocker. But somebody might for sure told you that he's.
But it's the arrogance, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's if I'm if I'm a GM in Brooklyn, if
Like
I'm a head coach
Belichick.
in Brooklyn, I'm like, I can fix him. I can fix him.
Yeah.
Just get him to me. I can fix him. We'll talk a little bit about a team that's kind of done that in an interesting way later in this podcast.
But Belichick's like that.
Yeah,
He
for sure.
always
The,
he can always save somebody.
The instance they're talking about was a moment in China where he decided to just kind of shut it down and not communicate with anyone, including his coaches. So there's a specific time in China, and like Kevin Durant came out and even said, like I look at him like an artist.
Like an artist,
Yeah.
I guess. But you know what? Like you said, artists, athletes, they're not that far off.
No.
They're very particular, especially basketball. They're very individualistic. It's about, their craft and all this shit. They work on things for a long time. You know what I mean? Like golfers are super weird. Super fucking weird. Tennis players too. They're so emotional. They're up, down, left, right. And only the best ones are. So I don't think it's a bad thing for him to be moody. I mean, it all depends on how it affects his teammates. It's the only thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has in the past affected his relationship with some of the guys around him.
Yeah.
Well, just with the Celtics.
But who's he going to blame? Yeah, who's he going to blame now, though? He's going to blame Kevin Durant. He's not even playing.
I'm pretty sure they'll be just fine. Like Kyrie does this, and he generally
Still
performs.
The one
pretty
thing I will
well.
say is, they say that winning fixes everything, except that
Yeah.
it
A bad
didn't in
attitude.
Cleveland.
And we have
right?
no idea what condition Kevin Durant's going to be when he gets back.
Well,
Like he hit a horrific injury, so we're just assuming he's going to be.
He has
a
the
top
worst
form.
injury for a 7-footer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? Because his Achilles is like 3 feet
Basketball,
It's finished.
it's a death sentence. It has in the past. It's been sort of a death sentence in most guys'
I think it's
careers.
his
True,
second
Kobe-
one too. So
long. No, it's not his second one.
I think he's had two of them.
No, his Achilles is his first one.
Who's had one? Kobe's had one, and it pretty much ruined his career. Ended his career, but he had it really late too.
Yeah. Cousins is not like the same and hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
That's a good point.
It's just tough because you think of it. You're jumping
super long,
constantly,
yeah.
and these guys are big, muscular. They're heavy. So like basketball players don't look their size, right? So LeBron looks thin and lean, but he's 260.
yeah,
So I mean that's a
6'8",
lot of weight.
260, yeah,
60,
he's a
260 is a massive dude.
yeah, like Zion. They're telling him to lose weight now.
Yeah,
Nah, but
they've
I-
always
yeah.
said that about Zion.
Yeah.
I remember in high
He's
school.
gonna have to, though.
There was this uncomfortable story about a bunch of old men on ESPN talking about how there's this great high school basketball player, but he's fat. And I was like, maybe body shaming a 16-year-old kid, not the best thing to do.
Yeah, and some guys they grow into it, right? He's still 18 years old. So
Yeah, he's gonna grow like 3 or 4 inches probably before.
Yeah.
before
It'll stretch out a bit.
Giannis grew 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, exactly.
After he got
After he
drafted.
got drafted.
EA Sports has canceled NBA Live 20.
It doesn't matter because they're not. It's not even a good.
But
game.
this was supposed to be their way to get back in, take the mantle away from 2K, which is hard because 2K
2K is a great
2K's
game.
revolutionized
Not really.
basketball games.
The latest version of 2K is not.
Yeah, but their
not
engine
great.
is great. Their engine is
They're falling in the same trap
As EA.
as EA, where they've hit a level of innovation, and their system that they have now, where you have a guy just walking around a preset world, is really slow. It's gotten really boring.
and there's a lot of in-app purchases and VCs. They
They basically promised a lot of new innovations and they didn't deliver. And I think what's happening now with EA is now that the NCAA is allowing people to profit off image, it'll allow them to take that development team and just put it right onto NCAA. Why not?
Before Duke spoils any of the other stories, and now the news.
Oh, we didn't do that yet.
no, it's not the show yet. Terry, it's the news.
I'm getting used to it now.
Nice. Now, I'll change it up. I'll do something else that annoys you.
Fuck.
Terry, it's your mom.
Yeah.
So Monday Night Football featured the worst thing ever put on television: the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Game wasn't that bad though, because both teams are equally terrible.
I didn't watch it because both teams are equally terrible.
Basically, the Dolphins at one point were up 14-0, and Twitter was on fire. Everyone was saying, "Wait a minute, they're not tanking anymore."
They're
And then
obviously tanking.
there was a point, and I think I can't remember who's the guard from the Cleveland Browns that.
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas came out basically
Tackle.
ripping into some people that were saying, I can't believe that they're tanking this, obviously.
A couple of things interesting about this game. One was there was a 12-minute delay reviewing what was very obviously an offensive pass.
Oh, that was
interference.
brutal.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was all over Facebook. That was the
Yeah.
worst call I've ever seen in the NFL.
But it was pass interference. He pushed off 100%.
No, he didn't.
100%. It is textbook the definition of pass interference. For them to overturn it has to be egregious. The call on the field was offensive pass interference.
Exactly.
So it still kind of
Egregious.
looks that way,
Word
right?
of the day: egregious.
I think
He's
it's fine.
going to use it 400 times today.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely egregious.
It's egregious.
I can
actually.
understand why when you look back at it, they can see that it's pass interference, but it's such bullshit. I wouldn't have called it pass interference.
You won't get any arguments from Duke, who thinks there's too many calls.
I do. I think this is absolutely egregious that there's so many goddamn calls in the NFL. Unless you're Freddie Kitchens and you challenge.
Bro, we're not at Freddie Kitchens yet.
Like
It's not even on the script.
It is.
yeah, it is. Yeah. No, but they shouldn't. They should challenge it kind of like in soccer.
I didn't put it on the script. We're gonna get.
So
to
can
it.
you stop giving me shit for that? Because 3 times now you're saying that there's nothing in the script about what I'm talking about.
But what about the calls they don't make?
You can only review something that's a call.
That's not the way the rule is today.
That's the way it is. That's what it is on the field. I'm saying is that if you move to the VAR system, you can only review a call unless
so
it's a
what
touchdown.
happens on the no calls? So, for example, the reason why this whole pass interference challenge came in was because
Sean
of the-
Payton was
yeah.
crying,
he was right.
He's right,
but he
though.
was crying.
But he
He
was
was-
right though.
So,
yeah,
in that
but he was
situation,
crying.
so
While he was right, he was crying.
So in that situation,
Yeah.
based on the way you've broken this down, that would still not be challengeable. So you haven't solved the problem.
They called the pass interference.
They did not call it.
They called offensive pass interference.
No, you guys are talking about different plays.
We're talking about the Saints Rams.
Oh, okay,
conference
the Saints.
final.
Yeah, okay,
That's
you're
where
right.
this whole thing started from, right?
Yeah.
That play would still not be challengeable.
But are you really
okay.
solving a problem in that who actually cares?
The Saints did.
Okay. So, but how
I
many?
mean,
Yeah,
how
honestly,
many
we
good-
all kind of did.
how
That
many
was
good-
fucking
Yeah,
bullshit.
it
I
was
mean,
terrible.
honestly.
Fair, but that's also been part of football since the dawn of football, right? Like refs will always miss calls. So either you want to
I
have
used
a human
to
element or you don't.
walk in 14 inches of snow to
Yeah.
get to school.
Look, Booger McFarland said it the best last night. He was saying that
Nobody
do
ever
we
said that
really
sentence ever.
do we really need dudes with chains? And he said that
We don't
on
need
air.
dudes
I
with
thought it
chains.
was incredible. It was the
I think
first
you-
time someone
I
said
think
We've
you
been
need
saying
to
that for years.
Yeah.
I think you need dudes with chains.
No, why?
You don't need that. But you just said that you like
Booger
a VAR
McFarland
system. It
is the
goes
next
in
Mark
completely
Luther
No,
King.
dudes
different.
with chains are different.
No, you use the VAR system. You can have chips in the balls and shoulder pads and everything. Why would you even need guys with chains?
I don't know. I figured they probably would have come up with that technology already.
I feel like it already exists while we're watching the telecast.
It absolutely
It
exists.
does in every other sport.
Okay.
We watch it on the telecast. It's a yellow line. It's there.
But that's not official. You can't.
I
base
mean,
yourself
but
on
it's official. It's come on, man. Like
They did it in the flag.
So when
football.
the more you take away the human aspect of the game, the worse it's gonna get.
so. Here's my thing: either you leave it, and the Saints got screwed. It happens, or you look to fix all the
the
issues.
problem is there's too much money on the line. That's
Yeah.
where it comes from.
Also, I
Gambling.
was never a huge fan of the calling the pass interference, the challenging.
But
pass
why
interferences.
why can't the referees be at least responsible for bad calls?
Well, they are in the NBA, and it hasn't improved much to be.
They are in the NHL too?
But in the NFL, they're not even paid employees. Like I just
they
are
are
paid.
paid employees.
No,
They're
sorry, not paid
part-time
employees, but they're not
Full-time.
full time employees. So they're not exactly invested full time into trying to figure out how to be better at it.
So
They have other jobs and everything too. I mean,
I guess Ed Hockey was a lawyer. There's a bunch of cops in there, firefighters.
there was 2 cases where the tank was full on for Miami last night. One was on a 3rd and 20.
Yeah.
They,
Didn't he call a timeout or something?
no, 3rd and 20.
3rd and 20.
They blitzed 8.
Yeah, engage 8.
And so
But didn't he call a timeout to do that?
Yes, they called a timeout
He
to
called a timeout
to do that.
Did?
to change the play to blitz.
Okay, so they blitzed 8, where basically they had Deontay Johnson run across the field,
Yeah.
and Xavier Howard saw it and was like, "No."
Nah, fuck that. shit.
I
think I've been
I
saying
mean,
it all
it's-
year.
It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
I don't know if it was Sunday night or a Monday night game that they were playing. I think it was against the Steelers too. It was very bad. It was like week 2. I said, "This is the worst team I've ever seen."
So when the Bengals and Dolphins play each other, it's going to be like 2 people who meet up who used to be really attracted to each other.
Week 16, I think.
They go out, they get a drink. They're like, you know what?
When do they play?
We're
They
gonna
play each other.
hook up for old time's sake. And then like they see each other like, oh, he kind of got fat. Oh, she
Yeah.
kind of got ugly. And then they go to the hotel room and they just this sloppy mess of a screw.
Do the Bengals have a win?
That's what that game's gonna be.
This year.
in the
So
future.
let me get
Okay,
this
that's what it
straight. The Dolphins were buyers at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
Well,
they
no,
bought $8 million.
well,
$8
not
million.
really.
No, they sold Kenyon Drake.
So what they're
And then
doing
they
is,
bought, but Talib is a free agent at the end of the year.
well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
is
but it's
so,
$8 million.
So he's a compensatory pick because it allows cap relief for the Rams.
Mhm.
Then what happens is the Dolphins won't re-sign him. They'll not have to give away the compensatory
Yeah.
pick, and they'll get the picks that came with keep the leave,
That's crazy.
which is look. I
Do
mean,
you think he'll re-sign in LA?
I don't.
I don't see him re-signing. in
I
LA.
don't think so. I know he won't.
I feel like
The
Akeem
Dolphins
Talib is
won't-
45.
Won't give up that pick.
I feel like
He's-
Akeem Talib
he's
has
not
been playing
45.
football as long as I've been playing football. You know
He's
what I mean?
33 years
You have
old.
not.
He's my age. There you go. So he has been playing
From
pool.
Cleveland, Ohio.
The World Series may end tonight.
Yeah, I think it's on right now.
It
Actually,
is actually absolutely. Game 6 tonight. Game 7, if necessary, is going to be tomorrow night.
So
avoiding the NFL schedule. They've scheduled brilliantly the World Series this
They
year.
avoided the NFL perfectly.
Game is on at 8 o'clock.
So
So,
they- so
right
they-
now.
Just now.
So I wrote a
8:07.
I wrote a preview on the World Series, and,
Which you didn't tell anybody about.
but I posted it.
That's what he does. He doesn't tell us.
Sometimes
what
I just
things
write an
happen
article
in
and
his
post
life.
it.
You should just tell me so I can
You know,
put it out there. You know?
whatever. Do it now.
You just don't like telling anybody about anything. I guess.
I-
That's new Terry now. You're just not telling
I'm
anybody anything.
unfazed by a lot of things.
Doesn't matter where your life is at. If you're
I
melting
have-
down, dying, I don't know.
I have zero emotion. I am unfazed by a lot.
There's emotion.
There's emotion. No, but so I wrote an article and I said that Houston would win in 7, right? So we're kind of on that pace. I didn't know that the baseball goes 2-3-2. They go 2 games.
Yeah,
I didn't
3.
know that. I thought they go 2-2, 1-1-1.
No, it's.
So they play 3 games in Washington. They
Yeah.
play 2 games in Houston. Houston lost those 2 games.
Wait,
and then
did
they
you
play
go
3
see-
games in
Did you
Washington.
go see a game?
No,
What the fuck is wrong with
You're
you?
in to see the World Series.
no.
They're in Washington. The
I
last
wasn't
3.
in Washington during the World Series.
When did you go to
Where'd
Washington?
Oh no, you
The
were
first
there
week
last
of October.
I wasn't there. My
Alright,
mistake.
whatever. Fuck you, man. You,
Well,
well, you
you
could have
could've
went
got the NLCS.
You were in the NLCS, yeah.
Eh.
Oh, no answer there.
$400.
Fuck
400.
you.
$469 to go watch it, and $10 parking pass.
You should have put it on the hot sauce account.
The hot sauce account is my account.
Yeah, exactly. You would have paid yourself back.
First, you need some sponsors.
Get some good content. Yeah, we should get some sponsors.
Which, by the way, meeting I potentially have one. So game 2 was the blowout for the Nats. Game 4 and 5,
whiskey ever.
not sponsored. Even if you're gonna pay us,
The
we don't
worst
want it.
whiskey of all time. Cask and Crew. We'll keep
Now
it
that's how you promote a product.
Here, how about this? Cask and Crew, fuck you.
there you go.
It rhymes.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm basically an advertising genius. Game 2 a blowout for the Nats. Game 4 and 5 blowout for the Astros. What's happening? Usually, like I can't even get a feel because you're saying the Astros maybe in 7. Honestly, it could just be this goes to Nats. Like it could just be
Well,
that.
they can win 2 games back to back.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's the way the series is going. I
It's
have
going,
no
it's going
feel
back
for
to
it.
Houston. The away team has won every single game so far.
Eagle, get that video as we're talking. The one that's in our chat. I forgot to link it
So-
in the script
So the away team has won
about the breasts.
about the things that Eagle loves.
Yeah.
Boobs. So the away team has won every single game this
Yeah,
playoff.
it's nuts. It's been nuts.
I love it that way, but yeah, it's weird that there's blowouts though. It's weird. the
Well,
blowouts.
it's just like usually when there's
Because-
blowouts, it's like, okay, this team's obviously the better team.
Yeah.
I thought Houston might have been that.
Houston is the better team.
Yeah, but I thought all the blowouts were just like
Yeah.
it would have been like a 5-game series with like 3 blowouts towards Houston. But it's been excellent. It's been a great team.
I watched. I didn't watch a lot of the playoffs this year, but I did watch. I did watch a lot of the World Series, and I will say that George Springer, followed by Jose Altuve, is probably the best 1-2 I've ever seen, ever.
It's up there. Although Altuve had a bizarre at bat the other night, where
He's the MVP, and I actually wrote in my article. I wrote he's gonna win the MVP.
but he had a bad at bat in like a crucial moment where he had Springer on second,
Yeah,
and he was just swinging at all sorts of
Yeah,
garbage.
it was- I
Like,
think
they
it
were
was-
obviously not giving him anything to hit.
No, they were trying to get extra bases. They weren't giving him anything to hit.
Mhm.
He has such a small strike zone just to start off with, and he was just trying to pop up so Springer can get the extra base and he goes out.
Yeah,
But I don't know because I guess they were trying to get Springer to steal home with 2 pop-ups to get the extra run. But it was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, just take the extra runner first at that point. You know, like
I guess, but they were probably not giving him what he wanted, so they're like, okay, just pop up. Worst case happens, you get out.
which
at
he
first.
did,
Yeah.
and Springer advanced to third, and then
Springer-
nothing happened with the
Yeah,
inning.
Joe Springer is a
But then
fucking
if-
player, man.
Like
What
if
a
you're giving
fucking
up,
player.
like so you're taking a chance at getting 1 run where you could have had 2 chances
No,
at 3 runs
Because it was 4-1 at the time, they just wanted to get an additional run before they got into the next inning because Garrett Cole was cooling off at that point. He had already hit like 103 pitches,
Mhm.
so they were trying to just get him out, and they wanted to just get an extra run for his last inning, and that was it.
Okay. Speaking of Garrett Cole,
This is a very fun time for baseball because there's so many of these young guys that are just dominating. You know what I mean? And even not the highest paid guys and whatever.
speaking of the highest paid guys,
Yes,
how do you think Bryce Harper's perceiving this World Series?
I don't think he gives a fuck.
Really?
You've
I
said
don't-
that before. I don't believe
I
you.
don't think he like. Obviously,
How
there's
could
a
you
part
not
of him
care?
there's a part of him is like, okay, maybe, but
Do you think he's rooting for the Astros?
I think yeah, for sure. 20% of him is
So
saying
he's rooting against his friends. He's not only a bad hitter, he's a bad person.
exactly. So 20%, I think.
Wait, listen. Breasts.
Thank you to TMZ for providing us with this video.
I don't know.
Yeah, this is actually the at bat. Not the at bat. The moment, and I was watching this and I didn't even notice it.
I also didn't.
Where is it? I can't see. It's all, there's a glare, but I see it anyway. Where?
There we go.
Oh, there you go. The yellow. Hey. So you know what? I had no idea who these. I don't want any more sound on my headphones. There you go. So I had no idea who these girls are. I don't have
Julia
Instagram,
Rose
so-
is an Instagram model. She's
You
now
do
been-
now.
I do now.
She's
That
now
Lord
been.
Summers chick.
By the way, how many of us now follow Julia Rose on Instagram?
Yep.
I don't have Instagram.
Yep.
but Hot Sauce Sports will be following both of them. Lauren Summers, the other one.
Yeah.
I would let her. I'm gonna be very. I'm gonna be very
Vulgar.
disgusting right now. Okay.
Say it.
I
This would
would.
be the only
I
time.
would put a funnel in my mouth,
Mm-hmm.
and I would let her shit directly in the funnel. That's how hot she is.
Wet or solid? Because you need a bigger
Whatever.
funnel.
Whatever her diet's
You need a
given
bigger
her.
funnel
Yeah.
if it's solid.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. But whatever. I would drink her
You're
bath
gonna need
water.
a cock-sized funnel if it's solid.
I would drink her bath water.
Mm-hmm.
I would. There isn't much I wouldn't do for Lauren Summers. Summers, whatever it is.
Paper cuts and then take a bath in vinegar.
Yes, absolutely.
And then after that bath,
I would
After
let
that
that
bath.
woman ruin my life. Like, yeah.
They
The-
now have.
It's the one on the right that I like the most.
They now
because
have
she's
3
less
million followers.
fake. Yeah, they were at like 2.5 before. So and on top of that, they got.
so that's because nobody watches baseball.
But and what the,
That's true. This happened in NFL. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
been doubled.
Oh, the NFL, yeah, 100%. So,
So,
but the
but-
thing is with these girls now is that they're gonna be insta famous, but all the money that they raise,
Yeah.
and they have like a charity and stuff. It all
Okay.
went to like breast cancer awareness.
So
Yeah,
it's-
sure,
apparently they're
whatever.
doing the thing for
It
breast
did though,
cancer.
but like listen,
But listen, I've never been more aware of tits.
yeah.
I've
I'm
never been
very
more
aware of
the-
boobs right now.
I'm just trying to think
You gotta
back to
save
what
them.
I'm just trying to think back to what Terry said. Let's think about the logistics here. So you take a funnel
Yeah,
and just take it directly in the mouth.
She
yeah,
squats over.
and then she squats over
He's
the
lying
funnel,
down, ideally not on a
But
rug.
I don't think it would work because the funnel would probably hold it unless it's really liquidy.
or it's thick.
or it's thick.
A thick funnel.
If it's like goopy,
Yeah, cock-sized funnel.
it would have to be. It would have to be like a stool. She would have to take a stool stopper to get through the funnel.
But wait, just to
Planning.
repeat,
It's all it is.
Yeah.
Dude.
because of the whole fundraising and awareness, basically these two women are heroes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, but listen. Obviously, they did it.
Also, the bathwater thing. I was still trying to
It's a
figure
good
out.
one, eh?
But I mean, it's just water, no?
No. Yeah. What do you do when you take a bath?
Oh, you don't know?
Exactly. So bath water, I'd take a piss in my own bath
No, that's not okay.
because I'm the type. Like,
It's
are
not
you?
okay.
That's weird.
Does it
That
happen
is
to?
weird.
Does it happen
No,
to
it
you?
does not happen.
Does
to
it
me.
happen to you where you go outside and all of a sudden you have to piss, like especially in cold wind?
No,
It
well,
happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
It also happens to me as soon as water touches my penis. But it's not like a full for like 10 seconds.
trickle.
It's a little dip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I will be editing this and I will be posting this
that's fine.
on Facebook so everybody knows what I would let Lauren Summers do to me.
The NBA. Let's start the season by us laughing at James Harden.
No, you're gonna wait.
Why?
Why would today be different from any other day?
Yeah,
you know?
why? 'Cause we're
I'm
not-
always fucking waiting
Because
for
we
you.
don't have free speech. That's
yeah,
why we have to
exactly. You're gonna try to silence me?
You're trying to censor us? Is that
See,
what you're
you
trying
don't
to do?
believe in free speech. We got
Evil.
proof.
Verlander's on the mound, by the way, tonight.
Yeah, I thought so.
Against who?
Your mom.
My mom.
I don't know yet. I'll let you know.
Contact. Harden just lost the man. Oh, and then put it into his own chin as he slammed the ball.
This
to
is
the
going to be
ground
this.
and
This is
came
the
up.
Houston Rockets season in a nutshell. You're 3 games in.
He's Josh
3 games in. He's already hit himself in the face with the basketball, and him and Russ have already had a blowout.
That was
on the-
5 minutes into the first game. That was 5 minutes into the first
And I
game.
love how the announcer's like, "Oh, this is just 2 friends yelling at each other." Fine, yeah, it's 2 friends yelling at each other, but it's only going to get worse 82 games later,
Yeah.
unless it.
Like the way
starts
we yelled
working
at each
out.
other after in podcast 1 is very different than now
Yeah.
we're doing podcast
But let me
2.
let me give you a couple of teams here, and you tell me if they will make it into the NBA final and
Houston's gonna be
the
in the playoffs.
NBA playoffs. Okay,
If Houston doesn't make the playoffs.
Trailblazers. Who's better, Trailblazers this
They're
season or Rockets?
About the same.
About the same, I'd say, because Damian Lillard is a fucking beast.
Lakers.
Better.
Lakers are better.
Jazz,
Better. I think Jazz
Clippers?
Are
They're
Jazz
about
are
the
going
same.
straight to the finals.
Clippers,
Better.
Spurs.
About the same.
Oh,
Nuggets?
I
Nuggets
give,
are very good.
I give Houston
Grizzlies?
over the Spurs, and Nuggets and Houston a little even. No, actually, no. Nuggets. I give
Nuggets
them
are
higher.
very good.
Warriors. Warriors.
Warriors better.
I don't agree. Clay. So there's new news, by the way, that Clay looks like he's going to be out for the entire season.
Oh, that changes shit.
Russell is not.
No, he's not the same.
Is not Clay Thompson.
He's gonna have a
Yeah.
good season, but it's not gonna replace the
It's
production.
going to be a fun season.
But it's different
might
style
be
of
like
player.
An 8 seed. It's going to be like Westbrook going nuts when he was on the what's it called, the Thunder. That's going to be the Steph Curry season. Like he's going to go up, put insane numbers. They're going to win some crazy games. They're going to lose some games you expect them to win. If they make the playoffs, I don't think they'll get past the first round. Not with this roster.
And even this year, like the Suns look okay, which is weird. Which is I've never
Well, they
thought I'd
changed their
say.
entire roster.
And now DeAndre Ayton's also going to be suspended for 25 games, so we'll see.
How are the Knicks?
25 games.
Shut the fuck up, Eagle.
Oh, yeah, the Heat are probably
But so that's the thing.
They picked up Miles Leonard. They have Tyler Hero. They got that undrafted kid, Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah.
Kendrick Nunn looks excellent. That's my thing.
Everybody's talking about this kid. I had no idea who he was.
Why are they just so good at finding this undrafted talent?
Because you're in Miami and your taxes are so low that you're like, hey, I'm rich, bitch. Let me
No,
just.
but I get it. But Hassan Whiteside was playing in Lebanon,
Yeah.
and this guy Nunn was undrafted. He was a guy who played in Oakland University. Was in the G League.
Oakland University.
Yeah, he was. He had some off-the-field
Is
issues.
like a JUCO. Oakland has a university.
He played in the G League for the Warriors. This is the only team to give them a chance, and it's looking like they're excellent. Like they're good to go. It's been impressive to see a team that we all kind of laughed at
Yeah.
in later stages of D Wade's career.
You think
And
they make the playoffs?
I not only think they'll make the playoffs, I think there'll be a top 3 seed in the East.
Top 3.
Top 3 seed in the
You're
East.
fucked.
The East is pretty weak, man.
So you got the Sixers.
Yes.
You got the Celtics.
Okay.
You got the Bucks.
Raptors,
Raptors.
They're better than the Raptors.
Pistons,
Pacers.
Magic,
They're better than the Pacers.
They're better.
Nets.
I'm saying,
the Nets
like-
too.
Oh, Nets, yeah.
But the
Nets
Nets,
with
the Nets
KD
don't have
different,
KD
the Nets, yeah,
this
exactly.
season.
I don't know if they'll be.
But they
they'll
have
be
that
top
guy,
three, but they'll make the
Dinwiddie,
playoffs. for
They'll
sure.
be look. It's them or Boston. Let's say is the third best team. Best team.
Okay, you know what? It's a
in
fair
the-
assessment because Jimmy Butler's a great player.
Exactly. You have a top 15 player in the NBA.
Yeah,
on your team.
I agree.
And-
I
and
don't.
he plays
I
both
can't
sides of the
argue
ball.
against it. I can't argue against it.
But let's take a moment to appreciate perhaps the greatest player in the NBA,
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard, with this video.
Oh, what's this? I hate this light that's just right in front of
I
me.
hate this
all the time.
producer who's.
Oh, this I've seen it.
Now this is a story all about how the West got flipped, turned upside down. In Toronto, I took over the NBA. Now I'm about to become the prince of a town called LA. What it do, baby? In San Antonio, playing my game until Popovich started dragging my name. Forced my way out, gave Toronto a try, and I showed everyone that I'm a real fun guy. Hit a couple big shots because I'm pretty good. Crushed Golden State when nobody thought we could. Won one little title for a man called Drake, and then Uncle Dennis said we going back to LA. I whistled for a Tahoe, and when it came near, the lights to play recall and PG was there. My good pal Lowry's gonna miss my fade, but I signed with the Clippers back home to LA. I pulled up to the stables and LeBron was outside. He said you'll never be king in that busted ass ride. I said this is my kingdom, starting today. Gonna sit on my throne. That's the clause I like.
Another guy actually looked like Will Smith.
Did he?
The Paul George guy?
Yeah.
The actor that played Paul George actually looked like Will Smith. That was good. That was pretty cool.
It's, you know what? I love Kawhi embracing this whole thing.
That wasn't
And-
Kawhi though.
No, but the whole
Imagine Peace thought that was Kawhi.
no, but the whole like fun guy thing.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like he was at the parade wearing the fun guy.
Yeah,
t-shirt
yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
buying into the whole thing. I thought that was excellent. I thought that was fun. When the thing is,
When he grabbed the mic,
I heard. Eagle, perhaps you should have grabbed a mic. Maybe take a lesson from Kawhi.
none of that fuck for Eagle.
I heard an interesting comparison on the Dan Levitard show. Me and Al Hassan talked about Kawhi, and in the following regard, he says when he watched him the other night, he saw, quote unquote, as he said, he saw MJ, he saw Michael, You saw the second stage of MJ's career when he came back.
Okay.
It was not as explosive, but just everything so calculated, so perfect. And whenever he wanted, he can go off on a run of 12,
Kawhi-
18 points.
Kawhi is the current best player in the league.
Unless you think that LeBron is better than MJ was. So, you know what I mean? Like, So that was his argument. He's
I do
like-
think LeBron is a better player.
correct.
than
So
MJ.
like, that said, Kawhi's defense at this moment is still.
But I think Kawhi right now,
It's
2019, 2020, is the best player in the NBA.
it's the. I mean, it depends also on how KD recovers because KD's an alien that we've
Yeah,
never
it's true.
seen
KD,
before.
KD's different.
KD's
You know,
the-
there was
the-
a point where I didn't have KD in my top 5 just out of spite
Who are you fighting?
because I hate that he has Twitter accounts, like different Twitter. I hate that shit.
Yeah,
and
but
I hate
on
that he's
the
a
court,
baby.
that doesn't
I
matter.
hate that he's a baby. I hate that he complains. I hate that his mom is way too involved. Like I hate that stuff.
Not
Hate
anymore.
his mom.
She's
Not
involved
anymore,
now.
yeah, because she got told. She got told.
You hate his mom.
I don't hate his mom. I hate that she's way too involved. Like he can answer her for
But he had
himself.
such a when they won that first championship, he had such a nice moment with his mom.
He did, absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
And he
she
won the
raised
MVP.
him.
He gave her the speech. And then after that speech, she's like, oh, I'm KD. And then she started like fucking going all over. Like,
Well,
she's
depends.
up there.
Does her name also start with a K?
She's up there
Is it
with.
Kendra
I don't even
Duran?
know what her name is.
I don't know her name either.
She's up there with Ellen, Meryl Streep, and Oprah of people that I hate.
Is it time for rapid fire?
Yes, it is. Because I got to go.
Killer tweets. Jim Harbaugh gets a killer endorsement to become the next head coach of the
I
Browns.
saw this. But think about Jim Harbaugh being the next head coach. Being the next head coach. Coming back to the NFL is he going to be successful in the NFL?
You know, the Raiders offered him the same contract that Gruden, and he didn't take it.
Well, because he gets paid the same amount in Michigan.
Does he?
Well, with a lot of other things, you know, what I mean, like Michigan, being a college coach is like a very good job.
Except
It's
for
a
the
lot
fact,
easier to
ex-
be a
except,
college
for,
coach.
except for when
Yeah.
he can't win an important game. Like
Well,
he
that's
does.
different. I'm not saying that-
he beats Notre Dame, and
I'm not
he
talking
acts
about.
like it's
I'm
like
not
the
talking
best guy.
about his ability. I'm saying is that to be a college coach, especially for a big school like Michigan, is an easier job. Is a better job to have than being an NFL coach.
I agree with that.
Much more job security.
Nothing the media wants to write about or say is going to help your team win. Speaking of Cleveland, you know, a lot of great college coaches don't do well in the pros. Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, exception. But there's a guy that was a good college coach that I think was better as a pro coach, and he's right next door to you, Cleveland. His name is Jim Harbaugh, and I think he's the elixir to all of your problems.
Why
I'm
is-
just saying.
Why does O.J.
Take care.
Simpson? Why does O.J. Simpson think that his opinion matters?
Listen, if OJ tweets something, we're gonna put it on the show.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he said. We're gonna put it on the show.
Do you think he killed his wife?
Yes.
I think he did too.
Next.
I didn't do it, but if I did, he wrote the book.
Cold
If
as
I
ice.
did, this is how I would have done it. What?
Cold as ice. The coldest to ever do it, Crawford, once dubbed the first ever 6-star recruit by Barstool Sports for his name alone, has committed
yeah,
to
this
LSU.
His
So,
name.
first ever 6-star recruit.
His
just because
mother
of
has
his name.
confirmed that his middle name is actually to ever do it.
Oh, that's it. To
His
ever
actual
do it.
name is the coldest to ever do it,
That's fucked up, man.
Crawford.
This kid's
So-
not gonna go anywhere in life.
Well, like, so we've got to the point where, like, the XFL name
Is he actually a
Hate
five-star
Me
recruit, though?
isn't even the craziest name we've ever seen play football.
Is he a 5-star recruit?
I don't think he is, but he's a high recruit.
Okay.
He's like a 3.5, 4
The
star.
coldest to ever do it. Like I've seen some fucked up names, man. Like my name is fucked up. Like my
Terry Time.
my government name. Terry Time is very shortened.
Yeah.
My government name, but like that name is beyond
But
ridiculous.
like if you see that guy, you gotta recruit that, right? Like,
you got to look into him. At
Yeah.
least. Yeah, you got to
I mean,
check out
in
his
that,
tape
in
once.
that way. I mean, at least they got
It's a
him
smart
attention,
play.
right?
She's a good agent. Smart play. She
Terrible
knew-
mother, but great
Terrible
agent.
mother, great agent. Drew Rosenhaus, move aside. Next.
Astronomic failure. Houston Astros fire the GM Brandon Taubman for being a douchebag.
Didn't we
What do you
cover
have?
this
What do you have
last
to say about this?
He's been fired since then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
That's
He
why
got fired.
it's a rapid fire.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he got fired.
Well,
I'm like, he should have just got a slap on the head.
you know what though? If we behave that way in our workplace, not this workplace because that's what we do, but if we behave this way in a workplace that's not,
But I just don't think that
we would not keep our jobs.
I don't know the person. I just don't think that it was intentional what he did.
It doesn't
it
matter
was super intentional.
because
You think it was
I
intentional?
don't think it was intentional. either.
You think that he looked at those 3 girls and said, "I'm so glad we got Asuna,"
He also
knowing I don't even think he realized that Asuna was had like been suspended because of
well, but so
because of domestic
the
violence.
thing is that
in that moment.
that Sports Illustrated writer has been hounding the Astros since the trade happened because they had days before
So she's
released a
been
statement
waiting.
saying that they don't want anything to do with players that have had issues with steroids and domestic abuse.
So she's
And
been
then they
she's
trade
been
for
waiting
Rosen
for
then.
something to happen, basically.
Potentially.
Okay.
That said, again, it's a workplace.
Yeah, it's
you can't be it that way.
And that, with that regard, yes, I agree with you.
It just-
but
Luckily, we've created a workplace where we can yell at Eagle whenever the fuck we want.
yeah, fuck you, Eagle.
Getting pantsed. This dude got pantsed at a football game. Let's check it out.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Is it Joe Burrows? Oh, the fat guy. How did it come off? Like, was it hanging that low on his ass? Where I love the waist. The Grand Theft Auto.
So good.
So
good.
How?
So
It's just being super fat,
there's
man.
There's two things. There's
And
two
having no
things
ass.
that are very dangerous in life. One
Yeah.
is standing too close to the football field.
Yes.
The other one is not wearing a belt. We saw the nexus of both those things in that clip.
So
I love that I pointed the TV, but to the viewer, they don't know where our TV
Yeah.
is. But
It's
now
like-
they know.
But it's like what happens when you're super fat and you have no ass, and then it just the pelt. There's no belt, so you just can't hold on.
These
to
guys
it.
don't have that problem.
It's like that whole Mitch Hedberg bit.
My ass is my own belt.
That whole Mitch Hedberg bit. He said, "If my pants are holding my belt up, my belt are holding my pants up. Who should I give all the credit to?"
Ain't no volunteer. Former Tennessee defensive end Corey Vereen refused to sign with the XFL because they wanted to pay him fucking balls.
Well, he's a nerd like Eagle is. He's like a software engineer or something. $27,000, which is half of what a CFLer gets
Yeah.
for
So it's
part-time work
now it's
He's also a university graduate from a prestigious university.
as a software engineer. Exactly. So he's like, "Fuck this noise. I'm a genius. I don't need to ruin my genius brain.
I don't need your handout.
But like, okay, what money would it have been? How much would it have been for him to stay? 50,000?
You mean as a
Probably
software
the same.
developer?
No, like
Well, more than 27
No, a software
Gs.
developer, he's probably making.
I think if they
6 figures.
matched
Yeah,
his
he's
salary,
rolling bank here.
Yeah.
if they matched his salary, even give him something close, you could take a leave of absence and like try to use this to get into the
Yeah.
NFL. But like he's right. Like how do you live on $27,000 a year?
He's also has
I
to-
blow through $27,000 in a month.
He also has to use his brain for work.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to play football the rest of his life. That's why he went to school and did things properly as a student athlete.
Let's all keep in mind too that this is Vince McMahon's league, and he's
Yeah.
notorious for being super cheap and making people pay for their flights and their food and
Oh,
their
really?
stay.
Yeah.
Yes, especially with unknown athletes and unknown wrestlers like lower down the line, they don't get paid for anything.
But
So
good because they haven't earned it yet. 100%.
Rate my fist with Terry Tam. Two guys are arguing about dumb shit at a gas station, and premium MMA fight broke out.
Oh yeah.
You're going to jail. Shut the fuck up. You're going to jail.
So I don't care.
we got like fat ex-military
You're
guy.
tough, dude.
I know I'm fucking tough,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
man. Oh yeah, you're so tough.
Douchebag, neckbeard douchebag.
Touch me one more time.
He's
Tim.
insisting that he's as tough
So this
as
guy,
fat military.
Knock it off.
this little guy has taken way too many. He's taken a few too many jiu-jitsu classes because he thinks he can take somebody down like that. And you're shooting in doubles like that with your head, though, you're gonna get cracked. This guy's way too strong.
And
He's got old man strength.
He's not even like fighting back. He's just holding his place.
Yeah. And now he's gonna kind of slip over his own feet. Here. He's gonna get tripped. And hey, internet, eh? Internet. I love how this
It's not the
woman.
place.
She has a cigarette in her hand. She refuses to get rid of the cigarette.
I mean, it is the place because it's fucking happening. So.
So yeah, so both atrocious fighters.
So, but let's rate it. Let's rate each of them. First, give me fat ex-military guy.
Fat ex-military guy just played defense, got in his face. Like, listen, if you're gonna come after me, I'm gonna do something. You swing at me, I'm gonna defend. Just use what I got, my hands. I'm gonna choke you by the neck. Smart play. Smart play.
And neckbeard douchebag.
Neckbeard douchebag has taken probably 6 jiu-jitsu classes or maybe wrestled in high school, and he thought that he can do a nice double leg there, and he sucks at it.
So, rate this 1 to 10 as a bad idea.
100.
Okay. And
Both sides.
Who won the fight?
Won the fight, I would say the skinny neckbeard guy.
Unfortunately, neckbeard douchebag won it.
Not the woman?
Because he took him down. Oh, the woman, yeah.
Third man in.
Yeah, third man in. You know, like
I love how
under
you
the
did
radar.
this. You said the word third and then looked at me.
I was like third
It's
man
like,
in.
and then you're like, bail me out, please.
Please use words. I don't know how.
That's it.
That's
That's it, boys.
Okay, so now we have a last segment. Should take about 2 minutes, please. Eagle, since you're a left-leaning doofus, We're gonna ask you.
You guys are overemphasizing that,
Tell
but
me.
sure.
I'll give
Okay.
you some stuff.
It's okay if you are though, because I'm kind of left too. Actually, I did my compass that the voting compass, and I was like dead center, like right down the middle. I took a picture of it. So we're gonna ask you some questions, and then you're gonna have to tell us where you lean.
It's just like a strongly disagree, strongly agree,
Yeah.
neither agree.
You have
then
three
we're gonna yell at
options.
you.
You have three options: strongly disagree, strongly agree, or neutral.
Okay, I want to start.
Okay, go. You first.
So I'm either all in, all out, or don't give a fuck.
yeah,
I want
All
to start. Eagle, what do you think about Jesus Christ?
All out.
that's not left.
That has nothing
Oh,
to
so
do
you,
with
so you don't think
politics,
people?
but
You don't think people should have the freedom of religion? You support Bill C.
So the question wasn't how do you feel about freedom of religion? It was
No,
how do
it's
you feel
what
about
he thinks
Jesus
about
Christ?
But I'm
Jesus.
just saying he doesn't believe in religious freedom. Obviously,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
incorrect. I do believe in religious
I mean,
freedom.
you just said you were out on Jesus.
Okay, here's the second
Why?
one.
What if Jesus was aborted?
Here's the second
So
one.
What
he's
if
very-
Jesus was
so that
aborted?
means you're very left on that one.
Here's
That's
here's
a
another
very
one.
left move.
What do you think about condoms?
How?
You should be able to use them.
He's a leftist.
Oh, but wait, but not left enough because you think we have to pay for them. You don't think that we pay enough tax that should be covered by healthcare?
How do you feel?
Jesus, come on.
How do you feel about
Way to abandon your own party.
gender identities?
Yes.
Are there too many of them?
No.
There's a two.
How
now,
many can there
David.
be?
As many as you want them to be.
How do you identify?
I identify as a man.
Okay, good job. Because
What kind of?
sometimes we say yes.
A regular one.
Well, but you're saying there's such thing. So you're saying other people are irregular?
I'm saying that people like
I can
you
do
should
this
be
all day.
categorized
I can
differently.
do this all day. They should be.
Irregular.
All right, next Eagle. What do you think about participation trophies?
I think they're stupid.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a fucking.
Yeah,
good
we have
question.
no disagreement.
So yeah, no disagreement there.
I got one
That's
for
a
you,
good
Eagle.
So right now you're at out of 4 questions, you've been 3 left. So you're 80% left.
What do you? What do
I
you
have one
think?
for you, Eagle. What gives you the right?
Laws.
What do you think about homeless people?
Well, you can't think for yourself. You need the
So
government
now-
to think for
What do you think about criminals?
No, literally, the laws give me the rights.
Oh, now you're 80% left. Now you're 80%.
What do you think about homeless people?
They should be helped.
These questions.
What do you think about freedom?
You should have it.
Well, wait, but
So
do you
that's
think,
very
because I mean, at one time you actually supported the government of Quebec restricting the legal right to assembly in Montreal.
I didn't support that.
I mean,
You mean I disagreed with the students protesting a hike in
Using
tuition
the-
by 10% by
using-
shutting down the entire downtown core?
using
agree.
the
Yes,
right to free
That
speech.
that I disagree.
That's a
with.
very
So you
right
disagree
move.
with free speech.
That's a very right move.
All right, I got another one.
You disagree with free speech, though.
I got another one.
Okay, last one.
Doves or hawks?
Hawks, 100%.
He's right.
Yeah,
That was okay.
I agree.
I love Hawks
So
so
you're
much.
75% left.
You can't spell hockey without hawk.
That's it. I give you 75% left, Eagle. That's it. You are Justin Trudeau.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. I've been Pease. You've been Terry. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports.
I just wanted to see how long you're going to hold that face for.
It was going to be long.